Valley Club, we got 3 brand new promo codes this week. We got the reveal of the Thunderbolts and the reveal of Quasar's Kit. Also, Professor X is live, Shadow King is back, and we're talking all about that and more in this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. Joining me this week, all the way from
the Shire,
from the Star Gemin Shire, it is my brother Dulom, and if you're ready for all these topics and more, then brother Dulom, let them know what to do.
Let's go smash it.
Oh yeah, welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. This is Dulo11. No, I don't do that later. And welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. This is my brother Dulom, and this is your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. We do this every single week. Keep you up to date on everything that has happened and is upcoming in Marvel Strike Force. And boy, this week there is a lot. Now, if you get some value from this video, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell so you know as soon as a brand new video goes up. But how have you been, brother Dulom? I don't think we've spoken. We've chatted a few times on Discord, but I don't think we've spoken since I've seen you live in Los Angeles. How have you been?
Pretty good, man. You know, just dealing with the fallout of Overpower, trying to navigate new counters, stuff like that. You know, it's been interesting. A lot. I'm hoping it doesn't sour a lot of the good things coming though.
Yeah, I'm excited about pretty much everything that I've heard about Marvel Strike Force and is upcoming, except for Overpowered. Overpowered is not very good, but yeah. Let's get into the game right now. Not into the game. Let's get onto the website right now. There are brand new codes this week. We had some videos go out. You had one this morning. I had one yesterday, and Dossier had one earlier this week, and all about the reveals. Quasar, the kit for Quasar, the Thunderbolts reveals, and to celebrate this, we have some new codes. So the first one, I haven't redeemed any of this. ValleyFlyin. Have you redeemed any of these codes yet?
Oh, absolutely, I did. Got to get my free stuff. Absolutely, free stuff is always good stuff.
I've been waiting for the free stuff because I wanted to do this on video. So let's go. Yeah. ValleyFlyin. All right, the first thing, the ValleyFlyin codes give you some ISO 8. What is this? Ions and some training orbs. So that's good. All right, next code. I'm going to use your code. I don't know what you give, Dulom. Let's see what you give.
A lot of people were saying mine was pretty good too.
Yours is pretty good. All right, maybe it's better than oh, you got, what is this?
Oh, is that the anniversary?
Ability orb T4s. Gotcha. I need T4s, Dulom. I need that stuff. All right.
And more training mats. Everybody needs those.
Oh, training. I actually need more gold than training mats. All right, let's see.
Let's see if Dossier gives us. People get mad.
Let's see if Dossier gives us some gold. It is X coins. So some Gear Tier 20 stuff and some training mats. So make sure you just use all of those codes. Valley Club. It is all live in the game right now. And as usual with these codes, sometimes they don't work on the first attempt. They did work on the first attempt for me, but sometimes it takes me like 5 to 10 attempts to get it to work. So if it doesn't work for you in the first one, keep trying. As you can see, it is live and it does work. But let's talk about your video that was released this morning, all about the Thunderbolts. Now, I don't have the actual copy of the kits because we're actually, full disclosure, we're recording this the day before, so I don't actually know what the kits are for the Thunderbolts. I don't know what happened in your video, so let me get your kind of general idea, and then make sure you go back and watch his video all about the exact kits. But what are your thoughts on the Thunderbolts? We got 3 new members: Victoria Hand, Hyperion, Songbird, none of which are in the movie, and then we got reworks of 2 characters in the movie. Ghost and Taskmaster, these characters here. So let's start with the new characters. What stands out to you about the new characters? Who is the big linchpin of the team? Victoria, Hyperion, or Songbird?
I'd probably say Songbird, because Songbird is extremely fast. And has a really interesting turn meter rewind on turn 1 if you want to use that. Hyperion's also really good kit wise, because if you like hit Hyperion, the first time he gets hit in any battle, he gives 30% turn meter to his entire team. So like if you hit him first, guess what? You're giving speed to everybody. So you really have to know how to play it, which is really interesting. And the thing about this that people didn't like about Vigilante was Vigilante seemed like, hey, you needed the full team to work well. Yes. And there was only one kind of ability that really looked great, which was Silver Sable's ultimate. There's like 4 abilities on this team that I'm like, oh my, and they're plug and play, and the full team together is going to be good. Like,
where are they going to be used?
Very happy.
Is this Raids, Crucible War, something else?
Yeah, so the primary focus is going to be
Battleworld?
raids. So primary focus is raids. So bio raid team.
Bio team.
So bio raid team, and then I think they are going to be ridiculously meta in Crucible because of the turn meter rewinds that they have. I think Hyperion also has a turn meter rewind as well, and then he has the speed up, like I said, the turn meter gain, and then Songbird has a turn meter rewind. Victoria Hand has a lot of controlling effects. There's some striker skirmisher combos that I talked about in my video as well. So this team looks nuts, and the reworks, they literally just modernized their kits damage wise because the kits are already really good, and honestly Ghost might be a Dark Dimension pick soon. Because Ghost wait,
does Dark Dimension count for the Professor X Saga? Is that still counted as that?
Because it's listed
as okay.
Because I think it's like a saga, like a campaign mission. So potentially Ghost though, because she does % health based damage, and that's always been king in Dark Dimension, right? So she's like stealing 15% health in Dark Dimension with her ult. So that's a potential pick. We did have a Wasp rework with Absolute A-Force. So a lot of the Pimtech characters have been reworked, which is interesting. And then Taskmaster, I know his stats went live a little early when we were actually in LA, and Taskmaster was hitting like a freight train, dude. He is nuts. He is so good. So they modernized the kits, and this team's nuts. I'm really excited. Like, I haven't played them yet, but on paper they look like an instant you need them immediately team.
Okay, so immediate effects. Stop building any hive mind characters, and I guess you don't really need to build sus as much if you're only building sus for the raids, right?
Right. Yep. Absolutely.
Talk about Victoria Hand a little bit more. I know that was the character that everybody that was the character that wanted to vote. Not everybody voted for, but that wanted to vote. You touched on her a little bit. Expand a little bit more on your thoughts on Victoria Hand.
Yeah, so she's getting bleeds with her basics. She does a lot of controlling effects as well. I think she's putting out ability block, a lot of good stuff. I think she was in the mid to high 120s on speed. I think she was going second on the team, if I'm not mistaken.
Gotcha.
But like I said, like the other members of the team are kind of setting Victoria Hand up by Hyperion giving that turn meter, and then also Songbird, potentially, if you want to use the special turn 1, getting a primary and adjacent 30% rewind like a Lady Deathstrike special does, makes this team really fast. There's a bunch of safeguard and stuff like that tied to raids, but a lot of this kit is not tied to raid, which I think is really good.
Nice.
Which makes the team really good plug and play as well. So I'm really excited for this.
Nice. I'm looking forward to them as well. And make sure you guys check out his video. It goes into the kits a little bit more. Any other final thoughts before we move on to Quasar?
Yeah, I mean, this team is not just a raid team, so don't look at the primary use for them as raids and think, oh, I'm just going to use them in raids. Like, I really think Hyperion and Songbird are going to be plug and play in War and Crucible a lot, and this team is going to be a problem as a full 5-piece in War and Crucible, like a problem. So I'm excited.
Like the new Spider Society.
Potentially, maybe not as infuriating, because Spider Society was rough, dude. But this team is
not if you're using them.
Good.
They're awesome if you're using them. They're just rough if you're fighting against somebody else's.
That's true. Nothing like one-shotting a Mephisto team with Spider Society in the raid room, right? That was amazing.
All right, so yeah, make sure you guys check out the kit. I'm looking forward to these guys. I don't want to have to go in with one symbiote and then go in again. So we have the Vigilantes solved and then bio solved. So this is a good solution. All right. We have a legendary character that was announced this week, Quasar, and I got my Quasar toy. How do you like your Quasar toy?
Dude, the first thing I looked at, I was like, oh my God, does he have Kung Fu grip? And I was like, wait, that's G.I. Joe's, hold on. But dude, that was awesome. I showed my wife too, and she was so excited. She's like, this is pretty cool. I'm like, right?
All right, so do you still have all this stuff? So do you still have all this stuff laying around your room? I still have all that stuff laying all around my room.
Oh my God, I was so careful. When I was picking everything out, I looked at I literally opened the box, and in my video, you could see I just paused and I went, oh boy, this is gonna be messy. And I was like, I very carefully dug through everything. I kept the sides up really high too, because I was like, I don't want this stuff all over the room. So I got really lucky. I was like, how
am I gonna do this and continue this video? I don't want to stop the video. All right, screw it. I'll just clean it up later. So I just
That's awesome.
Yeah, I cleaned it up, but yeah, just because I threw it.
You're gonna be finding it for the next couple of weeks for sure.
Years. Next couple of years, dude. All right, but Quasar he is gonna be another free character like Lilandra. So what did you think of the announcement that all legendaries are gonna be free? I think we had that announcement about a month before the community got that. I was shocked when I heard it, and my immediate thing was, how are they gonna make money? How are they making money from this? They made this was their moneymaker. How are they gonna make money? What was your thoughts though?
The pessimistic side of me went, what's the catch? But the kind of optimistic side went, oh yes, that's awesome. Especially because like you said, we were told about it about a month ago, and we knew how well received Lilandra was, because Lilandra was the first character released through engagement, right? And people were really liking it. And you could spend a little bit more to get those diamonds and red stars a little bit faster, so it still gave some incentive to spend on it, right? So when they told us like, hey, you're gonna be doing this for legendaries, I'm like, this is great. This is awesome. This is really, really good. And I was like, please don't take away my scourges though, or I'm gonna hunt you people down. And they started laughing. They're like, oh no, we still got scourges. And I'm like, absolutely we do. So they're keeping the best of both worlds. They're not putting those stargates out there like they did for Old Man Logan, but they're also keeping that engaging gameplay from scourges. So I think this is like the best of both worlds, honestly.
This is great, and his kit looks insane. What did you think of his character? What did you think of the character model, though? Before we get to his kit,
character model, he looked kind of like an updated Adam Warlock, like if Adam Warlock 2.0, like just extra badass. And I think he looks amazing. I love that like the inside of his cape looks kind of like a galaxy. I thought that was super, super cool.
Cloak had something like that too, right?
Yes, Cloak had that too. Yeah. So like art team always 10 out of 10. Like art team is always killing it.
Except for Crystal.
That's true. That's still terrible. That's true. But like he looks awesome. Like I really think he looks like a badass superhero. Like he looks like a really awesome dude. And I'm really excited for him, honestly.
I am super excited too, even though he's gonna be on Alliance War Nuke, the game mode that I like the least. I think you like that game mode the least as well. I'm still super excited for this guy because the release method, high health, high resistance, high damage, and he's gonna be a freelancer. They say that specifically here. And that means that I think he's gonna have a plug and play in War. I also think he's gonna have a lot of plug and play value outside of War. I'm not gonna go too much into his kit because I want you to watch the video that I did yesterday.
Absolutely.
But the big thing is this battlefield effect. Let's scroll down to, and actually I do want to mention something. I forgot to mention this in the video. Chat pointed this out to me. Primary adjacent targets applying ability block for 2 turns when the ultimate is awakened. I only thought it was the battlefield effects. It's also this, but the battlefield effects, let me read that out. On enemy to reduce the duration of 1 positive effect by 2 on that enemy, reduce the enemy assist chance by 100%, active healing by 30%, strong. Enemies cannot gain charge or safeguard, very strong. This is the new one. This is the new one. This battlefield effect cannot be cleared or replaced by another battlefield effects and lasts until 18 characters, allies, and enemies have completed their turns. So there's no way to remove this. Oda's not going to remove this. You have to. It's a time-based thing. You have to take a lot of turns. One theory I heard from chat was maybe multiple man, but still, I don't think you bring in a bad character like that just to use up these turns. I think that's a net loss for your team, even though it might have scarred the battlefield effects. Maybe the battlefield effects is so strong that you bring a weaker character like that. What did you think of this battlefield effects and this kit in total?
Yeah, so I mean, the battlefield effect is interesting because we already, we're talking about Xavier. People are unlocking him already, and Xavier does a lot with clearing battlefield effects. And then the summon, the Age of X, the extra Cyclops also clears battlefield effects, right? So this is kind of negating that already, which is awesome. I love that. I think that's super, super cool. I think it's unique as well, which makes this legendary feel very unique to himself. And I also love the freelancer, which is kind of plug and play, what we've always said for the longest time. I think that's awesome as well. The on enemy turn, reduce the duration of 1 random positive effect is really, really good too. Applying trauma, this attack gains 100% focus as well. Like this kit's really good. Like I know, like I said, War is kind of meh for us, right? We kind of get in there, do War, move on. But like he looks like he can still be pretty damn good outside of War. Like he's still gonna have new stats. He's gonna be that plug and play character. I'm really excited for that as well. And I'm excited that this this is going to be a legendary character that feels legendary and doesn't have a team. Like full plug and play, no team whatsoever surrounded it, which I also love.
Is a nihilist. His team is a nihilist. Nobody's gonna get the full team until it's out.
Exactly.
Which is how I thought Apocalypse was gonna work, and it kind of worked like that. But it still was better to have, you know, Red Hulk on Gamma, Rogue on Extreme X-Men, and you know those characters on their teams. This seems like it's what we wanted from Apocalypse. But the other stuff removed, because I think one of the big things for Apocalypse, during the summit, they asked me what was my most favorite experience in Marvel Strike Force. And for me, I thought back, it probably was Apocalypse. And for that, it was because I started at the time and I went through it as it was progressed. What really made the Apocalypse bad was anybody that didn't start right when it began.
Absolutely.
So you're coming in afterwards, and then you had to build up old characters, not the latest characters, and it really felt bad. And they spent years trying to unsolve this. So I hope they figure out that solution. I do like that the Red Stars, we still have our Scourge events, all the stuff that you liked about the legendaries. What did you think about that announcement? Scourge events for Red Stars still looks like it's free though. It still doesn't look like you're charging. It's just engagement. So no revenue stream for these legendaries, just engagement. But I think that is still a metric that the devs really like, is that engagement.
Yeah, and like you said, I mean, this is next to Crucible. This is one of my favorite game modes. Like, I love Scourges. I love going in and figuring out those new puzzles. I love going in and seeing the differences between my strategy compared to other people in the community. Like Dorky's like, oh, I have a strategy, and I'm like, oh, I didn't even think about that. But mine gets it done 2 turns sooner, or his gets it done 3 turns sooner, whatever it is. And it's like, it's so cool because it's like the whole community comes together for like that 10-day period to kind of beat things together.
That's what PvE content is, right? That's what's good about PvE content, because you're competing against the AI, but you're also competing with the community as well to try to see if you could do it a little more efficient. So, you know, if you do really good, I'm happy for you, but I'm still a little competitive. It's not costing me a lot. So you got that competitiveness, but you're all working towards that. And I think with the command cert, it gets even more. So sorry to take you off topic, but this is gonna be really excited about all the stuff that's coming.
Absolutely. And the only thing that we told them, at least this was feedback that I gave them, was like, listen, don't make it like the Shadow King Scourge again. If you're telling me I got to sit there and count my moves,
the easy Scourge.
The easy Scourge, and you're sitting there and telling me I got to count my moves to make sure I'm in the top 100 or whatever, absolutely not. I want engaging Scourge gameplay like the Morgan Le Fay one, the Rogue one, all that stuff. Even like the Old Man Logan one, Nova one, those were bangers, dude. Those were so fun.
In their defense, I think they did want Shadow King like that. They just wanted like that after it already began, right? If they announced all that stuff in the beginning, you're like, oh, this is awesome. This is super challenging. We could just get the unlock, or we could go for the highest milestones. But then it was released afterwards and is stuff. So I hope moving forward they learn their lesson. We get that super engaging content that if you want to be competitive, you can. But if you just want to get the unlock, you can get that as well, and just not be too competitive. So I think that would be the best of both worlds. That's what I'm hoping for. And let's move on to this one, because what I was hoping for Professor X, I wasn't sure what to expect, and it is about 3 stars. It is pretty easy, this Nimrod missions. I just went through and autoed this, but of course you do need to unlock the correct characters, and there's a bunch of people that already have Professor X. Is there a leaderboard here that we can see? Is there another view? No. All right, so I don't know where the leaderboard is, but
the leaderboard's in the milestones if you want to look at it for the red stars.
Okay.
That's where the leaderboard was.
Gotcha. So yes, it's not here. Let's go back out to the leaderboard, but because there are some people that have already beat Professor X. I know there was about 5 right on day 1. Let's see where it is on right now. There is, oh my goodness, there's a lot.
There's a lot. Yeah, there's a good amount.
There's a lot. Okay. There's a lot. There's a lot of people that beat the Professor X Saga. So were you surprised by some of the teams that ended up working for the Professor X Saga? You know, based on some of the recommendations that we saw earlier.
Oh,
hold on.
No.
I don't see you here. Let me get your camera back on. There you are. Okay. So, I'm not going to edit that. You're back.
I disappeared. It's fine. All right, so I was staying perfectly still. I'm like Drax. You can't see me if I'm perfectly still. That's what it is.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's what it was. So the recommendations, it doesn't surprise me. I know a lot of people were kind of shocked that Old Man Logan was not good in this, and I'm like, what did you expect? He's got old stats, and he can just get deleted pretty quickly.
Old Man Logan to be Old Man Logan. I was like, I looked at that. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm definitely bringing Old Man Logan. This is what I heard Johnny, Ceci, and Dave used. The first three people that beat, and variations. There's some variations here. If you look at Cosmic Villain, there's some variations on this. Cosmic Heroes, there's some variations, but these are the teams that, and I guess the Global Villains as well. But these are the teams that work. No Old Man Logan anywhere. And Spider Society, I know some people brought Spider Society up, not at all for City. So what are your thoughts on the recommendations versus what's actually worked?
I mean, the recommendations were Blade, Oath, and Vigilante, right? That was the recommendations for that.
For City, that was correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the others were not, did not work as well. I guess mainly the Old Man Logan one.
Right, the Old Man Logan one, and I heard a couple people saying Kahori was a little bit of a detriment and didn't do much either.
See, I heard that as well, but I also heard that Johnny said that on the boss, Kahori was very, very good.
Right,
so there's some flip flop and stuff.
Yeah, I've heard overall Emma, the Astral Emma with Liberty has been doing extremely well, and you don't have to, and taking out War Machine and just not bringing War Machine as part of Liberty, but I've heard that's been doing really well. I haven't heard too much about Cosmic Villain, which I figured I wouldn't because of just the characters you can bring. You can bring Mephisto, you can bring the Annihilators, you can bring Null, Shadow King. Like, you got a lot of heavy hitters there. Yeah. And then Cosmic Hero, obviously you have to bring Lilandra. Odin, I think, is obviously just a guarantee, right?
Yeah,
like,
you have to bring him. You have to bring him.
Like, that's pretty much a guarantee. And then to my benefit, my happiness, Starjammers did great there, which I'm like, cool. You're telling me I got to build a Cosmic Crucible team? Say less, sir. So like, you already needed Lilandra, and I heard even Groot was really good in this node.
Yeah, I heard the Starjammers is Rocket is the one that gets removed, not Groot, not somebody else. Rocket out of the Starjammers.
Yeah, that's what I heard too. So I've heard Starjammers do really good, which is fine by me. I'm going to build them to gear tier 20 no matter what. So it's pretty much what we all kind of thought when the recommendations first got data mined and first got put onto the game. But yeah, it was interesting. Like, people were just crazy about Old Man Logan not working well, and I'm like, he doesn't have the stats to be up to snuff anymore. But you know,
that surprised me. That surprised me.
Really interesting.
He hasn't had the stats for a long time. He hasn't had the stats for about a year, right? And he's been relevant in every piece of content until now. So that surprised me a little bit as well.
It's that cloning from that Shadow King boss. That's what it was. Is they clone your Old Man Logan, and then that Old Man Logan just goes all out on you. So that's kind of
maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing.
What are you hearing about Professor X himself? I'm hearing he's getting countered in arena by Black Cat. Have you been hearing that as well?
Yeah. Black Cat's got a trauma stun, and as long as you're not ulting, he's not removing negative effects on himself. So his passive, he removes negative effects every time an enemy ults. He reduces the duration by 1. Black Cat obviously has a trauma stun at 131 speed, and I've even told people on Crucible defense, don't put Xavier on defense. You will be disappointed. He will be one shot, and you will be mad. Use him on offense to slap anything you want to slap, and that's it. Because Professor X is the counter to Odin. So you see Odin in a room, you put Professor X there, you win. But putting him on defense, I don't think is a very good idea at all. I've been advising people against that.
Null's not great. Unless you're
trying. Hold on.
I take that back. He was very bad in the Cosmic Crucible, the content creator tournament, but he does stop like Apocalypse counters and things like that from other people in the team. Okay. So he does have value, but if he's in the wrong team, he'll get destroyed.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't know, Xavier. Like, I mean, when I was testing him in war practice, I was doing the same thing that Mobile Gamer did. I literally did Xavier with 4 minions, and I just watched Xavier's kit just destroy everybody. And I was like, oh my god!
That was on arena.
In war practice on the test server. I was just using him, and I
didn't do any practice. I only did arena.
I was just sitting there, and I was just like, I'm gonna throw 4 hand minions in here with Xavier and see what I can beat. And the answers were pretty insane. Honestly, I was pretty impressed. Honestly, so he is very, very, very good, but he does not feel like broken. He doesn't feel like, oh, this is unfair, this is stupid. Like, he feels very strong, but he doesn't feel like an auto win button, which I think is a good balance.
Who would you compare him more to? Mephisto, Odin, Apocalypse?
Probably Odin. Because Odin definitely is not an auto win button, but when you piece him together with the right people, he's very good, right? Like with Illuminati on Cosmic Crucible defense.
Or
a lot of people are doing
Illuminati on
a lot of people are doing like Absolute A-Force with Mephisto and Odin on war defense as well. So he needs a lot of help from his supporting characters. Mephisto was just, you saw that, you double sacked immediately, right? I don't know if Professor X is going to be that level, which I think is a good thing. I think that's actually healthier for the game, that you don't see a Professor X and go, I guess I'm dropping 2 fights there. So I actually kind of like that.
I think the Odin comparison is good, because Odin's super strong if you use him correctly, but if you use him wrong, he does nothing. So I think that's a fair comparison. We've got a countdown to Cataclysm. Psychic Cataclysm. This is for the Whales characters at Gear Tier 20. I guess this is just some bonuses for, you got a really nasty face.
I don't like that.
This is not for most players. This is not for most players.
Not for any players. There's like 200 people that can like participate in that. What do you mean?
All right, so what
20s.
What do you think of not this? Let's get out of this. Man, my computer's so slow. I'm clicking on all these buttons. The milestones that we're just at. The race to X milestones. Shorter. 28 more days. I don't remember how long the Odin was. It was very long, and I had the Odin unlocked before this one. I know I'm not gonna have Professor X even close to unlocked before these 30 days. What are your thoughts on this when you saw this?
This told me they were not very happy that people that did not spend anything at all got Odin to 7 red stars in time, is kind of what this told me. Because I mean, I got 7 red on Odin immediately. Like, I didn't spend a dime, and I finished it before it went away. So I was really good on that, and I think that wasn't received well, that people that didn't spend a lot were able to do that, because I'm looking at this and I'm going, oh cool, I'm gonna get 2 red, maybe 3 red. This is great. So I mean,
I'm at 2.
Yeah,
I think everybody can get 2.
Everybody can get like 2. Yeah,
everybody can get 2.
So maybe I'll get 3 if I can get Vigilante up in time, but I'm not going to build subpar characters to get there quickly.
These look really nice. These look really nice. I like these cosmetic things. I'm not going to get close to it though, but they look nice.
And I'm okay with that. That incentivizes people, because cosmetics, it changes nothing in the game. Give them something else. I like that. Like with Crucible with the top 100. I've enjoyed that.
I'll push for cosmetics.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like that stuff. All right, we got an update to the Vigilante team, which I think is why you could use them in the Professor X Saga. I think the original Vigilante kits is why some people upgraded the Spider Society, which I always say, unless you're like a mega crack and can afford to make mistakes, don't upgrade anyone until like the top end players go in there. And some people did that with the Spider Society and were disappointed, especially because the Vigilante Daredevil Modern now has a heal outside of the raids. And Silver Sable got a minor rework. I don't think it's too affected the Professor X Saga too much. Hit Monkey also got a little rework before he was announced. But what has this done to this Vigilante team for you? I know not really using them too much in the raids right now, but as far as, I guess, Dark Dimension is the only real area this would benefit them, right?
Yeah, I mean, it can help them on war offense as well. It makes them a little bit better on war offense, which I know is kind of the secondary mode that they want to be used on.
For this, the Silver Sable stuff.
For the Silver Sable thing. So like, that is nice. I think that's good, because it gives them a little bit more value, because, when the team first came out, we were all like, what? Why would we want to build this team if we could just sack the node and then come back in with our Spider Society? So like, giving more value outside of just raids is definitely nice, but I know they're trying to stray away from making teams really good in war as well, because war defense is getting extremely convoluted, which is why you see some war offense only call outs in these kits to make them good on offense, to kind of simplify war defense a little bit, which I think is good. I think it's always fun to play with our toys when we unlock them, right? Like, it's always great. Like, that's what I loved about the Scourges. That's how I really loved learning teams like Young Avengers, the teams that we used for Scourges. I was like, dude, I knew those kits backwards, forwards, front, sideways, inside out, every which way, because I played it so much with the Scourges. And I think that's a fun way to learn a kit rather than just reading.
Well, I used to learn kits by blitzing.
Oh, there you go.
We don't blitz that much.
Back in my day, we walked uphill both ways to school. That's right. Yeah, no, dude, absolutely.
That is exactly how I learned kits. And then ever since we didn't have to blitz anymore, I forget a lot of these kits off the top of my head now because I haven't used them over and over and over.
That's what a lot of people ask me. They're like, how often do you read kits? I'm like, dude, I don't read a kit unless I'm recording.
To make a video, and then I forget about it.
I learn by doing. I learn by watching how things react in game. I don't remember if I read. I'll literally read it. I'll go back to Crucible, set up my team, and go, what speed was he again?
You're a
and I have to go back.
Learner. You're a kinesthetic learner. You got to do it.
All right. Absolutely.
Before we move on to the Vigilante team, the biggest question I am getting about the Vigilante team is, when are we getting this? When are we getting this costume in the game? I think the Born Again is done now. The finale's out. So Scopely, I'm gonna grind. I'm gonna grind super hard for this. When are we gonna get this? Please give us an answer. Hopefully there's an answer in the blog this week.
Hopefully it's not that Psychic Cataclysm that requires Gear Tier 20, huh?
All right. Well, we will discuss that. I think we're going to reveal a few things about that, so we'll discuss that now.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's move on to this. The character poll. Oh, and I guess it's over. It's over. Who won?
It is over. I didn't even know that.
Okay. Oh, nope.
My girl Kestrel won.
What? No. No.
I gotta admit, I was voting for Squirrel Girl.
Oh my goodness.
I was voting for Squirrel Girl too.
I was voting Squirrel Girl all the time too.
I wanted to eat. I even put this in the Envoy chat. I told Matt Sheets, I'm like, listen, there's two things that Squirrel Girl needs. She either needs a giant undead squirrel that's a summon, or she needs a horde of undead squirrels that like noms on the body and just leaves by a skeleton behind after like the horde leaves, because that'd be amazing. But I guess we got Kestrel. Oh man.
All right, that's not the worst thing.
It's okay.
All right, so here's the thing that was asked in chat. It was never answered. Do you think this new Kestrel will have 3 tags? Because zombies are bio. Kestrel's the normal Kestrel's skill and tech.
That's true.
Will she have a 3 tag? If that is,
interesting.
If they never answered that, and if they did and said that she would, that would have been my vote 100% of the time.
Yeah, that's interesting. But it is like, so you got to remember, it is a completely different character, right?
It's a different, in the game, it's a different character.
Yeah, it's not going to be a rework,
in the lore,
right?
In the lore, I don't think it's a different character. In the game, it's a totally different character. But I think lore-wise, it's, yeah.
I'm curious because like Zombie Juggernaut could have been mutant, right? But he wasn't, because regular Juggernaut is mutant.
Oh, okay.
I think that would kind of give you your answer there. That Kestrel's probably just going to be bio.
I didn't even think about the kits for the tags for Zombie Juggernaut. All right, that's the answer. So I'm not happy Kestrel won then, if that's the case.
Dude, imagine a triple tag. How awesome would that be for like the race to 110? I'm taking up Zombie Kestrel.
I don't care if you're using yeah, you get 3 done, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe that's why they wouldn't do that, because they're gonna have these races every so often. All right, Overpowered. We got a dev reaction to it last Friday on the stream. I guess the big thing is they need more beta, and what Ryan Jacobson said is like, I wish we could go back and do PvE first, give the community a chance to get used to this, and they are bringing it to PvP, PvE, sorry. Level 8 is kind of the standard for there, which I guess sounds good. If you have your characters at level 8, then you could just smash content. Some PvE content, I just want to smash and get through with it. Some I want to figure out that puzzle. So for some of that easier content, it'll make it easier to smash. And I guess for newer mid-game players, I think that will be the standard to get your characters up to level 8. What was your thoughts on the reaction to Overpowered? What do you think they're going to do? What do you think finally comes with Overpowered? Do you think it's going to stay in as is? Do you think they're going to make some changes? I don't think they're going to remove it, but what do you think is going to happen with it?
I think it's probably going to unfortunately stay the same, because I think it's been impactful enough to be felt, to potentially make people want to spend more, but unfortunately it's polarizing. It's just making people just not care anymore and be apathetic, right? The main issue is, with that gear 19.5, with that center left piece, when you put it on, you put that piece on, and then if you take your character up to gear 20 from there, the difference between 19.5 compared to gear 20 is so small. Like, it's not even funny how small it is. It's like ridiculous. So I wish they could just fix that and that be kind of
just
overpowered.
Make gear 20 stronger.
Right. So like that's the problem. So like 80% of the power comes from that middle left piece that you have on Odin right there, that spear. So like 80% of the power you're getting for gear tier 20 is just from that one piece. And it doesn't even require any gear 20 pieces, any gear 20 uniques.
No, it doesn't.
So you're getting all of that power right up front without having to spend anything on gear 20, which is not a good thing. That's not a good thing for the health of the game at all. So I think if they fixed that, Overpowered could potentially be removed, but I don't think it's going anywhere.
So basically what you're saying is they couldn't implement the new gear tier system properly to upgrade our characters' levels and stats. So instead of fixing this, they added this new overpowered system to make it this stuff even stronger, so that you couldn't just equip one piece and then be done with it. You have to do all the way instead of making it just baked into the stats like that to make it feel less bad. They made this whole new system, and now even characters that are lower. Let's go to like my new warriors or something like that. I don't know. One of the old teams that I use a lot that used to be, well, it doesn't seem as good. My secret defenders, I used to punch all the time with them. Level 8 right now. I don't think I'm gonna put any investment into them. What was your personal experience this week in Crucible, War, and Arena, the 3 game modes, now that we've had a Crucible fully done?
Yeah, Crucible wasn't too bad. I got really lucky with my matchmaking. Still managed to go 0-3, so yay for me. But it wasn't too bad overpowered wise. Like Thanos was a little rough with his passive overpowered. That hit pretty hard. And then I used like an Old Man Logan 3-piece Illuminati and Null into an Odin that was gear tier 20 in room 6.
Okay.
And one swipe by him did 9 million damage and wiped my entire team before I could back out. Like it was just gone. As for Arena, I know it's really bad.
Hold on. You're like in Grandmasters though.
That lasted like 62 seconds. I got kicked
You're
out of
probably punching up
Grandmasters.
against everybody. So, all right.
Absolutely.
So that's a little different experience than that. Okay.
Yeah, and then for Arena, we were talking about this. If there's just Odin at gear tier 20, I can punch up and not have to worry about it. But there's really a problem when there's Null and Gore and Thanos, and at gear tier 20, then you have problems.
Just Null and Gore with Odin, I'm having problems. If it's just Odin, I still beat that thing.
Yeah, so you definitely have problems from there, but I don't know. I feel like overpowered is an uninventive way to give people stats, and I wish there was a more unique way.
Just do the new gear properly. Just update the new gear stats properly. Put a lot of stats not behind like this one piece. Put it behind when you do the next gear tier. Like when I hit this upgrade button, that's when a lot of the stats should affect. That's what I thought it did. Not just one piece, and then you get a lot of that stuff there. That's weird.
Yeah, and that's what it's also trying really there for, not just gear tier 20, but really for the purple ISO and the level increase, right? So the purple ISO has always been ISO. Whenever a new tier of ISO comes out, it's always kind of like negligible to your roster, right? You look at it and go, great, my character didn't get much stronger, but I need it for APOC, I need it for Odin, whatever it is, right? So I think overpowered is going to give a lot more value to ISO 8, which I think it needed. I don't think it needed the level of overpower, but the big thing is going to be for a level cap increase as well, because people are going to be at 105 day 1, and we don't get overpowered to level it up until we are level 105. So we could be level 104 and they're still going to get that boost. So that's going to be
you could be level 105 and have blue gear on for some reason. And then you're like overpowered 4 or something like that.
Yeah, because you have to go in order, which I also don't like that about the system. I think it should be in any order whatsoever, so you don't have to like put purple ISO on somebody to make sure you get 2 extra levels of
just
overpowered.
do 10 things. If you've done 9 of the 10 things, you're at level 9.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter the order.
It shouldn't be an order of operations. It should be a checklist. Absolutely.
That would make it a little better for a lot of my characters, but I don't know. I don't know if I've lost a war because of it. I've definitely lost a few arena battles because of it, but Crucible, I'm not sure. I quit out on day 1 just because it was so frustrating, but I'm not sure if that was because it was the new rules, the first start of the season, which is why the timing of this overpowered is a little, I don't know, they could have timed this a little better. So we get used to do Crucible, then we get used to overpowered instead of launching it all at once. Didn't even play day 2, and that was more because the weekend rather than overpowered. And then day 3 we came back and chat and I would on and did well there. But it's a lot more fun with chat. I don't like playing it as much on my own, but let's talk about some of the other things that are coming. They talk about the Fantastic Four required or 100%, I say needed for the Annihilus team. I don't remember exact words, but the Fantastic Four would be involved in Annihilus, and 100% Johnny Storm getting a rework. Where do you think he falls? Where do you think he's going to be useful? Arena, War, Raids, dude. Crucible, roguelike game mode, Battleworld. Where's Johnny Storm going to be useful?
Honestly, I couldn't even tell you a single thing that man's kit does other than like, I remember, I think it was like Dark Dimension 4 or 5 where like a Johnny Storm was on the other side and he was one-shotting our team.
He had good damage back in the day. When he was new, he had a lot of damage.
It looked like, I was like, wow, if they gave him new stats, he'd be nuts. So I'm really excited for that because he'd be a full-on damage dealer. I hope he's really good in Crucible because I love Crucible, obviously, because it's fun watching things blow up in Crucible. So I think especially even in War, I love watching things just blow up in War, and I think that was the really fun thing about Eternals when they first came out was like Icarus flip, blow up everything, and you're like, adios, goodbye,
Eternals
everybody.
Smash the Bifrost was my favorite matchup for so long.
Or you have a Greg on your field? Thanks for the double tap. Goodbye. Yeah, like that was so satisfying. So I think bringing that back would be really cool. But I mean, listen, the Fantastic Four have some good kits. Like Mr. Fantastic got reworked already with Illuminati. Invisible Woman got reworked with Mighty Avengers. We need Johnny Storm.
Thing's rework was so old. That's
Thing needs a rework too.
Yeah, that was before Ares, so that's almost like not a rework at this point, right?
Yeah, Thing needs a rework too. But yeah, I'm excited for that. That'd be really, really cool. I'm excited for that team.
All right, let's move on to the Intel store because that's what has me really excited. This has been a problem for a while. The currencies, all sorts of currencies, useless currencies. This was something I was wondering how they're going to solve this. When I heard this, it's like that's a smart solution. I like how they're solving this, addressing a lot of the things. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be a problem if they do it this way. Well, that's gonna be a problem if they do it this way. They solved a lot of that. So they're gonna have the new Intel store. All the good things are gonna be in that Intel store. All your old currency is gonna be converted to this legacy currency, and yeah, you're not going to lose out on this stuff. All the old stores are going to go into that one thing. And the problem with these stores is they couldn't ever put anything good in the stores because as soon as they put anything good, everybody buys it and then they're back to hoarding again. And it just continues that cycle. So it's like, I don't know how they're going to solve that. So I like this solution. What did you think of this solution when you heard this?
The solution I thought immediately was great, honestly, because I mean, I have like 10 million raid credits, like 3 million Crucible credits that I do nothing with. Like I just do nothing with them. And it's just stupid. It's just stupid. Like, and like you said, the issue, they put things into the store. It was gone immediately because we had the currency to buy 300,000 of them if we wanted to. It didn't matter, right? Yeah. So I think this is really great. I think on the pessimistic side, it's going to be interesting to see how much of this currency we get and how much is really allocated for things. Because I know I'm going to have my priority and everybody's going to have a different priority depending on what they want to push for, which I think is also the best part about this because it gives everyone agency on what they want to buy. If they think gear tier is the most important, guess what? They can get gear tier. If they think X team in X game mode is the most important, guess what? They can do just character shards. For me, Crucible. I see Starjammers in there. Click, 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 click. Whatever it is, right? I don't want the war team.
Momo's gonna buy all those war characters.
Exactly.
I'm not sure what I'm gonna do.
Like, we've always said that event stores were always the most favorable because it lets us choose what our rewards are for the event. It doesn't let you dictate what my rewards are because you're telling me what milestone I'm getting to.
Event store,
it's a permanent event store. That was the first thing I thought of when I saw this. Now, is there going to be an issue with the legacy store because there's going to be 7 years worth of legacy stuff in there? How are they going to break it down by tiers of like, hey, this was 6 month old, this was a year old, this was 2 years old? And make it so that
there's mathematicians to figure out. That's for them to figure out that stuff out.
Because there's thousands of things that can be in that legacy store, which could be a potential problem. Because hey, I just want silver sable shards when she goes in the legacy store. Can't wait for 3 weeks worth of refreshes to see 10 shards. So I want that to make sure that's not an issue.
Okay. The amount of I see what you're saying now. The amount of stuff in that store and only certain amount is going to be there. And I see how that
so like when they
problem.
add somebody to the war store, sometimes you don't get lucky and you don't see Oath in the war store for like 7 resets. What's going to happen when there's 7 years worth of stuff?
It's still better than it is now. It's still way better than it is now. If you want to get it without paying, get it in the original Intel store.
Absolutely.
And then when it goes to that overflow store, the supply store, then that's when it might be a problem. But I think even if there's problems with it, I think it's still going to be better than it is right now.
This shows that they're listening though and want to fix a problem that we've complained about for as long as I've played the game, which I think is great. Like, and I feel like they're going to be taking a lot of our feedback when it comes to this and how they can tweak it to make it better and things that they might not have thought of to make it more player friendly. And I think they will do that because I mean, they don't have to do this. They could just say, hey, screw you guys, keep your 10 million raid currency. I don't care, but they don't like it either. They're like, we play the game and I hate seeing that number that high. It's stupid. And I'm like, it is stupid. And they're fixing it, which I think is awesome.
I like that RJ plays the game. You can tell he plays the game and he's just as frustrated as us about certain things. Now, sometimes he's not able to do anything about it. Sometimes they got to make the decision to make the money, but he knows exactly what's good, what's frustrating. They're very, very aware of what's going on in the game. They're not just making decisions blindly in the vacuum. They're very in tune. You know, sometimes they can't do anything because of resources though. But people are getting their first kind of interaction with RJ, and we've had obviously a lot of calls with him, met him in person as well. That dude can talk about this game as long as we can. And I'm not even exaggerating. Like, we could sit there and have a 10-hour conversation with him and there'd never be a dull moment. Like, he knows the game. He knows what he's doing with this game. He really is pushing hard for this. And what I love about conversations with him, exactly what I said on that live stream. The combat team doesn't like him to talk too much because he reveals way too much sometimes. So, no kidding. So, he does reveal a lot. So, I think that's why he purposely doesn't have a conversation with us for too long. He'll let something slip. I'm like, I didn't know that. Like, he told us like Shadow King was coming, and I was like, Shadow King's coming, and he saw all of our reactions, and he's like, I didn't know you guys didn't know that. I was like, dude, no. He's like, He just casually talk. Well, the next legendary. This like, who's the next legendary? You guys don't know the next legendary? It's this. And the next legendary, this. Hold on, let me write all that down. Calls with him are the best, man. We can always get some information out of him. It's great. Yeah. All right, Battleworld. Battleworld is back. How excited are you that Battleworld is back? We got some changes to Battleworld, brother Dulom. Day one just ended. We just ended Battleworld. All right, did we win? Yeah, we won the Battleworlds. Okay, we won the Battleworlds. That's it. We got to day two. We got to day two. That's okay. All right, and we're in the same alliance, guys. That's where we're talking like this. But we had some changes. So there was supposed to be it's 48 hours instead of 24 hours. So if you don't have time to get your attacks in, you do have a little bit of time. There's a new skill trait mission. It's not 48 hours though in game. It's still 24. Oh, okay. I didn't even notice that. Was that only 20 hours? It's still 24 hours. Yeah. Well, this they were supposed to make it 48. I was looking for this new skill trait mission. It was nowhere to be found until chat told me exactly where to look. In this zone 2, city hero, you go here, you still don't see anything, but you go here, not here, you still don't see anything. On spawn, vigilante characters gain safeguard for 2 turns. Yeah. So that's what this whole block thing was about there. Pretty much, yeah. Is this what you thought? I thought it was gonna be another 4th mission, not 3 missions. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like another Herald mission where it was gonna like require vigilante, kind of like how the bonus mission is for Astral right now. Yeah. So the problem is right now, like if people are still working on difficulty 3, difficulty 4, because you're not clearing that mission without vigilante. By the way, there's no clearing that without vigilante. You need vigilante. Vigilante is required. Yeah, people have been. What if I don't have hidden monkey? What if I don't have hidden monkey? He's not even in a game yet, Dulom. Yeah, so people have been using like the 4-piece. People have been using the 4-piece or the 3-piece and some Spider Society members, but they said they've been like barely limping through it. So they took away a whole mission. So I'm wondering if the amount of VP that you're losing from this could hinder people from getting to the next difficulty, to unlock the next difficulty, because you're not able to clear that mission. I just noticed this, Dulom. They removed this part about the 48 hours, so that's why it only says it's not there anymore. They removed it. Okay. Yeah, it's not there anymore. It did say that on Friday though. It did indeed. Yeah. Which I wouldn't mind. I don't mind the 48 hours. Like, cool. If you want to give us more time, that's okay. The good about it is if you don't have time in that 24 hours, you have more time to get your text. The bad is. Yeah. You have to wait a little bit longer for those rewards. So there's a little bit of trade-off. Instead of the rewards in 4 days, the rewards are in 8 days. So not a huge trade-off, but there's a little bit of a trade-off for that. So it's not. Yeah. All right, so Battleworld, make sure you have your vigilantes build up for that mission, because it sounds like it's very challenging. We have Shadow King back. Shadow King's stuff is back. Did you participate yet?
Not yet. If the rewards are worth it, I will. I think the last time there was a decent amount of gold and crimson gear.
There's crimson gear. I'm going to do it for this crimson gear alone. So eventually I'll do it. I haven't done it yet.
Gold looked decent in the beginning. There was like, what, 300,000, like 5 miles. Yeah, there's a couple million gold there. I'll take it. And why not? Yeah, why not? I'll throw this on auto.
I need gold. I always need gold.
Yeah.
We also got, we also got this. We got the Twitch drops that are still active. Where are they? 2 million gold, 200 power cores, 500 L3 training modules, all the stuff that everybody needs. More gold, more power cores, more training modules. I like these Twitch drops. What do you hope to see in the future for these Twitch drops? Because it has been gold, power cores, training mats. I know that's good stuff everybody needs, but what would you want to see in the future for these?
Oh, selfishly, for character shards, gear tier 20, like I want to see some generous stuff in here. Like I really love like the training mats. I love the fact that they're being really generous with this stuff, and I want to the community needs to know as well. We've had conversations behind the scenes, like this is staying because of how you guys have reacted to this. Like, and we have pushed for this as well, but you guys reacting to this and you guys engaging more with us on Twitch and stuff like that is the reason why you're getting more bonus stuff. So if you guys still like this, check us out on Twitch. You guys are going to keep getting more bonus stuff, and maybe we can nudge them in the right direction of giving better stuff. Maybe some red stars, maybe some diamonds, who knows?
I was surprised that the Twitch drops got that much engagement for the community. I thought it would be like, all right, cool. We'll get a few more people, but no, exponentially more people watching Twitch. I think this is great. Yeah, so keep.
And more new faces that I've seen often.
Old faces,
like more
old faces coming back too. I haven't seen you in chat for a long time. I'm glad you're back.
Yeah, man. And I like even today, like even still today, I still see new chatters, and I've seen them in your channel, in Mobile Gamers channel. I'd love to see that, man. I love people seeing like, oh, these people stream? Hell yeah, I'd love to watch them. So
I just love people engaged and think that I'm excited about, right? When you're excited about something and other people are excited about it too, it's more exciting. Whereas if you're excited about it, nobody else is like, oh, let's go.
Yeah.
All right, See No Evil, the event that's going on right now in the game, seems okay to me. Good Daredevil shards, good X coins. We got
Daredevil pretty early, didn't we? Free to play? Didn't I feel like Daredevil just came out? Like Hitmonkey's not even out, and we're already getting Daredevil free to play, which seems really fast. I'm not complaining, don't get me wrong, but this just seems very quick, like it used to be the old turnaround of like 2.5 weeks. Again, I'm not complaining, but I feel like this was a lot faster than I was expecting.
Do you think they're going back to the old character release cadence?
Hell no.
Absolutely not. I think they did say in that character release cadence that there would be one character that would have the normal release. Is that Daredevil that has the normal release, and then we're gonna have to wait a long time for Silver Sable, a long time for Hitmonkey? Is that what's going on here?
Which it seems like it's almost always the first character of a team that's released is always the one that they're the most generous with, because obviously the last one is going to be the one that's the linchpin, right? Because you need the full team to work. Yeah, that completes the team.
On my play test with the Vigilante team, it seemed like Silver Sable was that linchpin. That was the big character of the team. And from what I'm hearing in the Professor X Saga, she seems like she's the important one in that as well.
Yep. Yeah. The problem is her ult, the big thing, is tied behind the whole team. That's also kind of the issue of it. So that's a little bit of the problem. But hey,
great for the Rays though. It's great for the Rays. I love doing that ult in the Rays.
Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, if you're telling me like if I want to get every team, then I can just core the last 2 characters. If that's going to be the normal, then I mean that's not bad. If I really want a team, that's not terrible at all. Like I can get behind that, especially how many cores they're giving us.
Or just do like what I did with the Liberty and Star Jammers. Just wait and hopefully get lucky on some showcase.
That's right.
Actually, I did get Peggy because of the thing.
Did I tell you for Patriot? I've had 4 100 drops for Patriot in those RNG orbs, and I don't want it. Every single time I open an orb, I'm like, keep it away from me. It's like the plague. He's almost 7 stars, and I didn't spend a dime on him. And I'm like, get away from me.
Why is that bad? Because he's a war character? You're like, I don't want to build war. I don't want to build war.
The only reason I built him was for Kiln, and I was so pissed that I had to build them for Kiln, and then I use them in war, and I'm like, okay, they're actually pretty good in war. And I've been like forcing them onto my Crucible defense.
You know what? Somebody asked me on chat, what's my favorite team right now? And I thought about it for a while. I was like, I don't like war, but I think it's Liberty. Liberty's fun. Liberty's fun. So
yeah, Liberty's fun. Liberty is cool. And Patriot's the one who does a lot of damage too, because he does damage based off of the buffs they have, like 20%, 25% extra damage with his, I think it's his ult. And dude, he hits for like 12 million sometimes if they have enough buffs. It's pretty nuts, I gotta admit. I still hate the team. I'm not going back that I don't hate the team, but the team is pretty fun. I will admit.
I still hate war, but I like the Liberty. Liberty's won me over.
Yeah, Liberty's pretty fun. Liberty's fun.
War offense is fine. You know what I think it made me hate War is Heroes for Hire. Heroes for Hire made me hate it. It really
Heroes for Hire was
so much
a
more.
sour taste. That was a sour taste. I was so happy for Weapon X when they came out because I felt so good bringing in Weapon X and just absolutely destroying Heroes for Hire.
Yeah.
But yeah, Heroes for Hire killed War for me too.
All right, how'd you do on the Sword Battle Lab?
I didn't do too bad.
I finished,
you're
covering it. I'm finished. I can't even move this. I finished 8,000 something. I finished in the top 8,000.
Yeah, I did level 60 a couple
8,001. So I
times.
finished in the top 9,000. So
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha. Yeah, I did the level 60 a few times. I didn't like min-max it or anything because the rewards weren't really worth it. Like the difference in X coins weren't crazy. And then I believe it or not, I don't really care to get diamonds on raid characters that don't need diamonds to perform in raid. So and then I knew they had no Cosmic Crucible use whatsoever. So I was just kind of like, what's the point in really pushing it? So I didn't really bother too much with it. I think I ended up getting like the 1 to 5% rewards because again, I didn't really push for it too much. But yeah,
I did 60. I did 60 maybe 4 times on one day, forgot about it totally on another day, and then today or yesterday I did it a few more times, and that's about it. So I looked at these rewards and I'm like, wait, why am I so stressed about this? This is X coins and stuff like that. It's not gear tier 20 piece. I mean, this is kind of gear tier 20 pieces, sort of, but not direct gear tier 20 pieces.
Pseudo gear tier 20 pieces, which is good, and I like that they added 10 more floors for early game players. I thought that was awesome. This is the first time they've done an update to a sword, kiln, tower, anything just for newer players. I think that was great. I think they need to do more of that. That's awesome because it's enticing them to really want to push these. So I thought that was great.
The great thing for old players too, this sim button, boom, boom, boom.
Oh
boom,
yeah,
super easy for
I simmed
old
to
players.
45 on day one.
Yeah, this was good. It was very frustrating in the beginning, but once got through this, it was fine. Once I spent some time with it, because I was neglecting this for a little while.
Yeah.
All right, I'm hearing there's less resources in the Strike Pass and the Battle Pass. I haven't looked at one of these in detail for a long time. Have you looked at this and seen what the reward difference are?
The Battle Pass is relatively the same from what I can tell. I haven't noticed any sort of like big change.
Okay.
The problem is right now the Strike Pass doesn't have a featured character. So it's just resources. And the issue is the resources are not like exponentially better to make up for 20. The fact. Yeah, there's no good resources to make up for the fact that there's not a character in here. So what I really wish they would have done is either triple the training mats or the gold in this if there's no character, right? Just 3x the gold and the training mats to make it worth it for somebody to want to get this. Or start putting some gear 20 in here. Even if it's the orbs that we're getting from the raids, put something in here, because I looked at this and I went, nobody's gonna buy this. There's no reason to buy this at all. This is not worth it. And this has always been the place that I've said, hey, if you're spending money on the game, spend here first. This is where you get the best value for your dollar. This is trash. This is terrible. Like the gold is pretty much the same. The training mats is pretty much the same.
Yeah.
I don't need teal gear. The red gear that's not gear tier 20, I don't really need either. And then I don't need the catalyst. Like I have 20,000 of those catalysts. I don't need that. Like I don't need any of that. Osmium, okay. It's just, it's so lackluster. And like, I get it. If they wanted to do it for resources, cool. But you need to bump those resources by like 2 times, 3 times to make it way better for us to actually want to do it.
Yeah, they upped us by 3. I'm definitely looking at potentially purchasing
Absolutely.
this. As it is now, this is trash. There's nothing worth it. There's nothing I need. Whenever I buy something in the game, I'm like, all right, how much am I spending and how much time is this gonna save me? And if it's if I'm saving a lot of time, then it might be worth it to me. This doesn't save me a lot of time. This doesn't save me a lot of time, so this is not worth spending, in my opinion.
Me either at all.
All right, so then include more value. If you want to make more sales scope, include more value. All right, are you ready for the data mine?
Let's do it.
All right, this is the data mine. This came out earlier this week. Let me read this, and then let me get your thoughts and how do I put this, and potentially some things that were said in the Envoy chat. All right, New Pocket Dimension. Commander, the Fallen Dimension Omega Pocket Dimension is now available. Gather your strongest Vigilante team and proceed to the free, crime-ridden reality from the shadow figures that control it. Complete this event, you'll earn powerful rewards. Good luck, Commander. Minimum requirements. Fallen Dimension Omega require Vigilante characters. All right, fine. All missions will require 5 Vigilante characters. What? Hidden Monkey's not even a game this week. All right, characters must be at gear tier 20. This sounds horrible.
God. Oh God.
All right, so let me put it to you this way. What was your reaction when you first saw this data mine?
You might want to get your sensor button ready. You might want to get that beep ready. No,
I'm ready. It's right on the. I got it.
I saw this. My first thought was why? Like, we just had Cataclysmic Dimension, and the number one complaint about Cataclysmic Dimension was there's no rewards that were worth it because it was just for a skin, and I can't even play it because you had to be at least level 95 and gear tier 18 to even get in, right? Yeah. So you're gonna double down and put it at gear tier 20. The three newest characters, because 2 reworks, the 3 newest characters are required, all 5 of them, and then you're gonna sit there and go, yeah, you also need gear tier 20, and yeah, sorry, that's how you're gonna play. This is, and I put this in the Envoy chat too, this is a prime example of a difficulty slider. Why can't they have easy, where it's gear tier 14 and up is the recommendation? Medium, gear tier 16 and up is the recommendation. Hard, gear tier 18 and up. And then very hard, gear tier 20. But don't gate it at gear tier 20. Just make it as a recommendation of, hey, if you don't have gear tier 20, prepare yourself. This is gonna suck. That's fun. That means everybody can participate and everybody can have fun. But instead, you're building a game mode for potentially 500, 1,000 people who have Vigilante at, gear tier 20 and are going to have all 5ve of them. That's a waste of resources.
At this point, 0 people have.
Zero, yeah. Nobody has
Hit Monkey's not
exactly. And then we were asking about this. You said in the Envoy chat, we'll say some things, right? This is still a data mine.
Let me ask. Yeah. You put it your way. You might have a better way to say this without revealing it.
Yeah, you got to remember this is a data mine, and data mines have been wrong in the past. So remember when we had the data mine about Greek raids getting updated, and you had to build Astonishing X-Men, and Astonishing X-Men were not in the meta at that point. They were like 2 years old. Remember that?
2-year-old team.
So take data mines with a grain of salt, because there can be wrong things.
They're usually correct, but not always. Sometimes they're totally wrong.
Listen, this would be more newsworthy if a data mine was wrong than it would be if a blog was right. And I stand by that statement. I stand by that statement.
I don't know. I'm thinking they've been pretty good, but then I think about last week's blog with the Battleworld, like, all right, you're fair.
Yeah, but I mean, the last time a data mine was wrong, I think was that Astonishing X-Men data mine. I think that was the last data mine that I remember being wrong, and that was 2.5-3 years ago.
There's been little details. There's been little details here and there.
Very minute details, but nothing as big as like a pocket dimension is required for the 5 newest characters.
If you remove a couple of lines, it could be exactly how it goes in the game, right?
That's true. That's true. But I mean, it is a data mine, so take it with a grain of salt. I will say things have changed based off of backlash from data mines and things in game. So hopefully that is the case here, because I mean, remember what RJ said, the general manager, we don't want to paywall, pay gate content. This is pay gating content. This is directly going against this. 4 days after that strike spot, a week after that strike spot. So that's not a good look if this is actually going to be a thing.
Yeah, nothing's been announced officially. They haven't said anything about a fallen dimension or anything like that. So and that's it. There's a lot that went on this week. Final thoughts of the week, brother Dulam. What do you feel better about Marvel Strike Force? Worse about Marvel Strike Force? About the same since Monday?
Feel better. I think overpowered still dog. I think that's not good. That needs to be, there needs to be some sort of adjustment there. I think 50% is way too high, and the players are letting them know for sure. I've had a lot of people telling me that like, this is the last straw. This is it. Like, I don't care about Crucible anymore. What's the point? This is not fun. And that's what a game should be. It should be fun. And I get it. They have their bottom line is very important. They have to make money, but you can't just exile a good portion of the player base by doing it. I'm still optimistic for Crucible still being fun. War is still what it is. Arena is still a good time. I'm just excited for more PvE content. I'm really hoping roguelike comes out relatively soon, because we really need PvE content in this game. Like, that is the one thing that's really slacking. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm really excited for the seasons, the ages. The currency is really great too. So I think that's going to be a really positive change for this game.
they did tease that roguelike, tease that Pathfinder is going to do coming up very, very soon.
Yeah.
So hopefully that means it's coming to the game very soon. Yeah, hopefully they can get some play tests and things like that, because what I've experienced from it, I think it's going to be great. If it comes to the game very similar to what we've experienced there, I think it's going to be great, and a lot of the community is going to like it. And that's going to fill a need that I've had for long, like consistent, fun PvE content. I know the raids are there every day, but it's the same content every single day. It's just it's not fun to do the same thing. After about a week of doing the same raid, for me, it's tough. So I think roguelike is what I'm most excited about, and then all these store changes, everything else, free legendaries
free legendaries. That's a big one, man.
Fix Overpowered and everything sounds good. Everything sounds good.
Yeah, Overpowered feels like the Captain Britain of last year, doesn't it? Like all this good stuff, and then guess what? Here's the monkey wrench.
Nah, the old man Logan, the old man Logan of last year, because that was before Captain Britain. People were upset about that, and the promotion tokens and all that. Yeah. All right, but that's it. Hopefully you got some value from this video. If you did, leave it a like. Make sure you go over to DulomIsHere's channel and check out all the kits of the Thunderbolts. I don't know what is going on my computer right now. Let me try that again. Oh my goodness. All right. All right, so let's try that one more time. Yeah. All right, so let's try this one more time. My computer's running a little slow, but oh yeah, it's not doing anything. All right, let's just all right, hopefully you got some value from this video. We're doing this many times because my computer keeps going slow, but hopefully you did get some value from this video. And if you did, leave it a like. Make sure you go over to DulomIsHere's channel, check out his video all about the Thunderbolts kit. I don't even know what their full kits are, so you got to go over to DulomIsHere's channel to check out all that stuff. Have a great rest of your day. I'll see you guys next time. Are you ready for a fist bump, brother Dulom?
Always.
All right, here we go. Hulk fist bump. ValleyFlyin and Dulom out. Have a great day, guys.